I know I owe you an update on the native plants that I got. But before I do that, is it okay if I deviate from my plan? This is another package from Baker Creek, and I am totally obsessed and in love with Baker Creek seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this package and see what I got and talk to you about how I get the most interesting seeds and how I also get the cheapest seeds. Let's take a look. I know I'm filming in my car because as soon as I go inside, there's going to be always a million questions and I'll never get to this. So I'm taking advantage of my car being like a little sound studio. I have some stock here. These are Quartet Marine, and aren't they beautiful? I love that really light lavender color, kind of almost white, but there's a little tinge of purple to them. How pretty. And I was looking, so I like to get a bargain. So if you spend like $10 at Baker Creek, they give you a free seed packet. So I like to spend about $10 a couple times a month. And I get a little seed mail. So that's kind of special. In a day where you actually barely ever get something nice in the mail, it's usually just bills and junk, right? I love to get seed mail. So this here, it says 90 to 100 days, stunning blooms. I agree. Have soft rose centers with deep pink back petals. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, I won't. Have fantastic fragrance. Ooh, that's why I bought these. I really am very sensory. So I love things that smell nice. I love to grow lavender and rosemary, oregano, sage, lemon verbena. Like I just love to have wonderfully smelling herbs around my entire property. And I'm really branching out more into some flowers because when I first started gardening, I only grew things that we would be using on a very productive style, I would guess. Not just edible, but very productive. Now these, it says that the flowers are edible. That's the other reason why I bought them. I was looking specifically for edible flowers. And it says they're about 18 to 24 inches tall for the plants. Yeah, looks good. Transplant or direct seed in place in early spring. Plants prefer full sun and well-draining soils. Succession plant for continuous blooms. So that's important to remember, succession planting. So like you plant some and then a couple weeks later you plant some more. What I like to do in my garden for succession planting is whenever I harvest something, I plant something in its place. Now I do like to plant things that are like nitrogen fixers in the place because I just feel like it's more like regenerative. But definitely want a succession plant stock because they're so beautiful. The other flowers I was really happy with recently are Snapdragons. They're just so pretty, and I bought some from a clearance rack at like Home Depot. Like they were like $1 a plant because it's like $5 for 6, so it's less than $1 a plant. They looked really bad, and then when I planted them and I pinched off the dead leaves and flowers, they bloomed all summer and they're still blooming. So I'm trying to branch out and plant things that I don't usually grow. I've never grown stock flowers before, so that's what I was up to about a week ago, I guess, is when I put the order in. And I got the baby rainbow because you know what? I'm going to be a grandma. Yes, I am. And my baby grandchild is a little baby girl. So I'm all on the pink and purple kick because, yeah, baby girls look so cute in pink and purple. You know, when I was little, I actually pretended I didn't like pink and I insisted that red was my favorite color. But in reality, at the time, my favorite color was pink. I just didn't want anybody to know because I didn't want to be a girly girl. My favorite color now is obviously green because everything alive, it almost seems like almost everything alive is green. Baby rainbow stock. The dual-toned blooms of baby rainbow stock rest delicately atop compact foliage. These edible pastel blooms will fill your garden with a lovely clove-like fragrance. That sounds lovely. This dwarf spray type stock is a perfect choice for containers, landscape design, and cottage style gardens. It likes well draining soils like the other one. And isn't that beautiful? They look so dainty and delicate. Oh, I love it. Very, very pretty. So I'm really excited about those. And then I got a free seed packet, which, let me see where it is. The cucumber, the Mexican sour gherkin. Oh my gosh, I've actually bought these from Baker Creek before. And I was going to buy some more because they're so cute. Now, they weren't very productive for me, but it was so adorable. Like, they look like a watermelon for like a Barbie doll or something. It's ridiculous. Too cute. So this was a free gift. Sometimes the seed packages have a free gift, like the envelope itself says that, but these have the sticker on the side, so you can tell that I'm not lying. These were really free. Small cucumber-like fruit look like miniature watermelons. Good fresh or pickled, refreshing tart flavor. Yes, they're so cute, and I think maybe the soil I planted them in wasn't very nutritious or nutrient dense. So I might try planting it with a lot more organic matter next time, see if I can't get some more. But I planted them vertically. They didn't take up very much space, and so I have like a lot of other stuff going on in that bed. But they were so, like, they're almost to scale. They're about that big, literally. So cute. I love them. And they've got these little tendrils and stuff. So it's really pretty. And of course, you know what? If you want to make it look like you have a huge harvest, you can put them next to some action figures, and then it will look like they're a lot bigger. I actually got 2 packages of the baby rainbow, and that's because of the pink. I want to plant a lot of it for the grandbaby coming. Not that the baby's not going to probably appreciate it, obviously, but you know, just because the novelty of it. Anyway, my first grandchild. So I bought 2 of them. So they were $4 each. So my total came out before taxes to $12. And I did that purposefully because you have to spend $10 to get your free packet. So I feel like, you know, I really do feel like the cucumbers were a gift, and I got an extra of pink of the baby rainbow for my daughter because we are totally reconstructing a space in our house to make it into like a studio apartment for her and her little family. And we are partitioning off part of the yard so she'll have her own yard and she can have her own garden with her own baby rainbow pink stock flowers. So I'm really excited about that, and that she might utilize them. Maybe I can convince her to like gardening. Since she'll have her own space and she'll have her own seeds and a little blessing to go along with her little blessing. So in the intro, I did promise that I would talk to you about how I get unique seed varieties, and one way is by shopping with Baker Creek. And I did order, you don't have to do this, but I did order their full seed catalog, and I do keep them because they have a lot of information. And even if I don't buy those seed varieties this year, I might buy them down the road. And it's like a manual. It has so much information. But they do have a seed catalog that's free. And I also love those. And I also save those. They're really good. They're not like the regular ones that you get in the mail that are like really thin, cheap paper. Their catalogs are nice. So I will be looking through it. And we could discuss if you got their seed catalog, you can make comments below of what you're interested in getting. Reference page numbers for me so that way I can look it up as well and see if we're interested in the same stuff. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But I did want to tell you guys how I get really ridiculously cheap seeds. Okay. I used to get them a lot from Emma Gardner when they were $1 a packet. And now they're like $2 a packet. He has some specialty packaging that's more expensive. And I used to do Nikki Tovka, which used to be always $1. And now they're a little bit more, but then they'll be discounted and all kinds of stuff. It's really still cheap. Okay, so like Nikki Tovka and Emma Gardner, still very cheap, very frugal. Honestly, I think, whoops, I'll have to edit that out, my address. I'll have to block that out. I'll do it. It's fine. But And I think the Baker Creek's actually a really fair price. And if they have like low germination rates, it's actually good for you because if they have a low germination rate, they will like send you so many seeds and then they're like wrong because the germination rate is actually high and then you'll get like 200 seeds instead of 100 or something. So I've never had a problem with Baker Creek. I love them and they are reasonably priced. If you want really weird stuff, sometimes like their new releases will have some interesting items. Like if you're into certain colors, if you want black flowers and things like that. If you're looking for things that are unusual, Strictly Medicinal has really an excellent variety. You can also use Etsy, which I have from time to time. For the cheapest, absolute rock bottom prices you'll ever get. You need to kind of do your research first, make sure that's something you want. Because just like shopping at Costco, or just like shopping at Winco, the cheapest is always going to be in bulk. And if you are into sprouting, you know that you can get tons and tons of seeds because they're meant for being sprouted. And like you sprout them and eat them. And they'll be like broccoli seeds, or they'll be radish, or has to be an edible type of plant where that you can actually eat the sprouts. But you can buy them by the pound. Sometimes they'll have them for half a pound, but sometimes they'll be a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, and you'll get them for like about $10 a pound, and you'll just get thousands upon thousands of seeds. So if you maybe and a friend each bought a variety, then you could do halvesies, and then you'd have a lot. You'd still have so much that you could spare. And the thing is, they do germinate and they grow regular plants. Like I bought several pounds of radish seeds. Now they're not the regular little, breakfast radishes. I thought they were going to be, but they weren't. I took some and I planted them around all of my blueberry plants because they were in oversized containers, like just tons of wasted space. And I thought, okay, so the radishes are going to break up the soil. They're going to make it a little bit less compact. And then when I pull them out, I can put in some like really good compost in the spots. And that's what I did. They were really big spots because they were daikon radishes. And I can't promise you that if you bought a pound of radish seed from like, oh God, I think it's called like Food to Live or Foods to Live. But I'll go onto Walmart.com and I'll type in bulk seed, or I'll put in sprouting seed, and you want to make sure that it's not already sprouted. Like sometimes you'll find the sunflower seeds that are sprouted, they're actually already sprouted, which means they're not going to grow. But if they're raw and they are not sprouted, but they're for sprouting, then you have just masses and loads of seeds that you can use to grow. At one point I did some math on it. I actually counted some of it out, and then I was like, okay, well, this isn't about an ounce. And then I mathematically figured out that you're getting seeds for literally pennies, or like tenths or hundredths of pennies. Like, so you're never going to find something that cheap. It's really like, I don't know why. No, I don't see anybody talking about this, that you can buy seeds like this and people just believe that you're going to use it for sprouting. The same seeds would run you $4, between $2 to $4 for a tablespoon. And you're literally getting a giant bag full of seeds. And yes, seeds don't last forever. But if you wanted, you can be like a little bit more risk taking when you have that many seeds. You can plant so many. And not really worry about it, especially with things that have edible greens. Like if you're growing, turnip greens and all these other things and do some research, do a little bit of Googling and make sure that you know your stuff. But like, if you are thinning your carrots, for instance, I hope you're not wasting the greens and the little tiny spindly carrots. Why not throw that into a salad? There's no reason not to eat the greens and the plant. So do your research, because not all plants have edible tops and bottoms, but some do. So look into it and make sure that you're getting your money's worth and that you're not wasting food by chopping it up and throwing away the greens. I have found some things that are really interesting, and I don't want to say it because I don't remember how to say it. It was like, it's a relative of quinoa. I'll put it on the screen. It's a relative of quinoa, and it's better than quinoa. And I'm going to do a video about it later on another time, but I bought a whole giant bag of those seeds, and it hasn't come yet, but I'm looking forward to getting it soon. I also recently did another order on Walmart and got a couple more varieties of seeds that I bought in bulk. So I do have access to a large property that does not allow building sites, but I'm going to make use of that property by planting a survival garden, and we'll do more on that later. And survival gardening is really important. It could save your life. More on that later. God bless you. Remember what I say, be good, be sweet. Grow a garden if you want to eat. And if you want to have a really good time, check out Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, because they've got really cool stuff. I'll see you next time.